Hi guys, amazing show for today on Global Sports Update. Some fantastic topics just lined up for you. First off, will Mikel Obi play for the Super Eagles when they line up against Sudan in a crucial African Nations Cup qualifier this weekend? Also, president of the Italian FA has been banned by UEFA for making racist comments. 7 countries have said they want to host the 2017 Africa Cup of Nations. Is Nigeria among these countries? Also up on today's show, Barcelona and Espanyol might not play in the La Liga in the future if Catalonia decide to vote yes in the upcoming referendum. Ghana are shopping for a new coach. Major names on that list. This is Global Sports Update. My name is Sune Koiki. Welcome to what promises to be a fantastic time. First up, the Super Eagles will be playing Sudan in a crucial African Nations Cup qualifier this weekend. But the problem is, Nigeria will be taking on Sudan on an artificial pitch. The problem is, the last time Nigeria played on an artificial pitch that I can remember was against Sierra Leone at the Teslim Balogun Stadium right here in Lagos. And if you remember, a certain Mikel Obi did not play in that game. Why? Well, from sources that we know of, Chelsea doctors have told Mikel Obi that under no circumstances can he afford to play on an artificial pitch because of problems that have to do with his knees. So how many players will Stephen Keshi field on that day that can, that have the ability to play on an artificial turf? That means the Nigerian players, those who are based in the Nigerian Premier League, will have the advantage. These players play week in, week out on AstroTurf. They will have the advantage going into what promises to be a crucial game. And this is what we've always talked about, having players who can transfer, their talent on any kind of surface, be it playing on concrete, be it playing on grass, be it playing on an artificial pitch. John Mikel Obi absolutely cannot play on an artificial pitch. Word on the street is that Chelsea doctors have absolutely forbidding him from playing on an artificial pitch because it affects his knees. So, which players will Stephen Keshi field on that day? I'm thinking mostly players from the Nigerian Premier League. These are players who are accustomed to playing on artificial pitches. But come what may, the Super Eagles absolutely have to get 3 points and a win in Sudan. Whether they play on concrete, whether they play on grass, whether they play on an artificial pitch, all Nigerians want is 3 points and no story. Next up, the president of the Italian Football Federation has been given a 6-month ban by UEFA for making racist comments. Carlo Tavecchio, when he was campaigning to become president of the Italian FA, read some kind of reference to foreign players, especially Africans, as banana eaters. And if you ask me, that is absolutely unacceptable. Why they still voted him to become president of the Italian FA is way beyond me, because we have African players who ply their trade in the Italian Serie A. Well, UEFA said they've banned him for 6 months, and he will have absolutely nothing to do with UEFA for the next 6 months. He will not attend their congress in March 2015. Also, his positions on UEFA committees, he will not also attend to that for the next 6 months. But the Federation of Italian Football have insisted that his role will continue come what may. Well, UEFA have said that he will have nothing to do with UEFA activities for the next 6 months. So every African player who is aspiring to go to the Italian Serie A or to play in Italy at all, think twice, because they have a president who refers to you and I as banana eaters. Word for the wise. Also, Ghana have decided finally to replace Kwesi Appiah, who was former coach of the Black Stars. But guess who they're thinking of? They're thinking of former West Ham and Chelsea coach Avram Grant. You heard that right, Avram Grant. They're also thinking of former Dutch international striker Patrick Kluivert. They're also thinking of some other interesting names as well. Marco Tardelli, who was former Italian international, former coach of Egypt, is also on that list. Avram Grant, can you actively see him coaching the Black Stars? Can you see him working in Africa? Can you see him, going to the Africa Cup of Nations in charge of the Black Stars? Does Ghana have the money to pay for an Avram Grant? Well, your guess is as good as mine. Ghana are thinking that Avram Grant or maybe Patrick Kluivert can take them to the level where they can actively compete with some of the biggest names in world football: England, Argentina, Brazil, you name it. Ghana want to rub shoulders with the big boys. Also today, 7 countries have applied to host the Africa Cup of Nations in 2015. Names like Zimbabwe, Kenya, Sudan, Algeria, Egypt, Gabon, and Ghana. And Kenya as well have said that they want to host the 2017 Africa Cup of Nations. Interestingly, Nigeria's name is not on that list. And finally, Barcelona are in danger of not competing in the Spanish La Liga in the future if Catalonia decides to vote yes in an upcoming referendum that is taking place on the 9th of November. That's right, Barcelona and Espanyol may drop out of La Liga altogether, which means that the El Clasico, one of the most keenly contested football matches in the world, might come to an end. Spanish FA President Javier Tebas has said that if Catalonia decide to vote yes in an upcoming referendum, that Barcelona and Espanyol will no longer be able to compete in the La Liga because it will violate Spanish football laws or Spanish sporting laws. Only one country, Andorra, can field teams in Spanish sporting circles, which means Barcelona will not have to play in the Catalonian league, or they can apply to the French FA to now join the French League, or maybe they can even decide to go global and decide that they might even want to join maybe the English Premier League, because UEFA laws or EU laws are particularly flexible. A club from maybe Barcelona or maybe from Spain or maybe from France can decide that yes, they want to become part of another country's sporting FA. It has happened before. For example, Monaco, which is not originally part of the French Federation of France, actually have a team that competes in the French Ligue 1, AS Monaco. And also in the MLS, clubs from Toronto and Vancouver also compete in the MLS. Those are clubs from Canada, which means that there are precedents to these kind of things, which means you might see a Barcelona compete in the EPL or this, in the German Bundesliga or any kind of league. So let's know what you think. Would you like to see Barcelona remain part of the Spanish Football Federation, or would you like to see Barcelona maybe even migrate to the EPL and make that particular competition more exciting? Let us know what you think. Join the debate, send us your comments, and don't forget to subscribe. My name is Suni Kweki. This has been Global Sports Update.